Well, the Bethel Bruins exact revenge on the Hampton Crabbers, their arch rival who beat them a month ago in overtime. Tonight, Bethel gets the victory in their gym, 75-48, to move to 12-3 overall. Coach, ball game is tied up after one quarter play. Jalen Ray didn't play; he sat out the first quarter. Second quarter, though, you saw one of your leaders step up in Cam Baker. He had 13 points in the last 4 minutes of the second quarter. How critical was that to go to the half where you had momentum?
Well, Cam played like a star tonight. He's been playing that way for all year. He's just been stepping up big time for us, making plays from the perimeter, getting to the basket. His strength has really helped him to be that type of a player. We lead and lend to him when we need a basket. He's the guy that is stepping forward for us, making others better around him. But I just saw Cam just play a spectacular first half. But DeJour played from beginning to the end the best he's played since he's been here. 4 quarters of just presence on the boards, scoring, asking for the ball in the low post, and converting. So I really thought it was just a team effort. Jeremiah went off the dribble, creating plays. It was big time for us too.
Yeah, your big three were big three players tonight. We'll get to them in a moment. But we've talked about this from the Phoebus game to the game you won at Norcom against Lake Taylor in double overtime to now that so much about the big three could the other guys step up. And I looked at the stat sheet. You have 18 assists. Hampton has 5, and 7 of those assists from Miles Barrett, who really didn't get a lot of fanfare before the season. And I thought it was also key that you had that last stop where Jalen Ray had the ball. I think Matthew Harrod was covering him, and he didn't let him score there as you guys kind of got the crowd going into it to the half.
Well, I mean, if you can hold Hampton to 5 assists in a game, the talent they've got, they've done a really good job. I mean, our kids had to work their tail off tonight to contain those guys and keep a hand in their face and protect the basket. They've just got a load of talent on that team. Guys can score in a variety of ways. I thought our kids just stepped forward tonight defensively. They were in the help. They closed out with their hands up. We checked off. We secured rebounds, and just a really, really good overall game for us. I was just proud of the effort. Hampton can't take anything from those guys. They make you sweat and play the entire game. Even with that lead, I was not comfortable until almost got the last 30 seconds of the game.
When you win this game by 27 against a team as potent as Hampton, I think the word that comes to mind for you guys defensively and what you were doing was you made them frustrated. How did you make them frustrated defensively?
Well, they set a lot of ball screens, 2-man games, and they forced DeJour to get away from the basket. And I thought we did a good job tonight of chasing those guys. Jalen Ray decided to hit off the ball screens, not let them turn the corner with the basketball and get just free reign at the basket. But our kids followed the game plan tonight defensively, and so we defended a lot better. We really worked on that for last week.
And so much of your defense is, predicated on obviously a guy like Owusu who check big or small, but then DeJour Diggins inside, he blocked so many shots, changes shots. He was in foul trouble in the game you lost to them, I think, in overtime.
Yes,
I think he fouled out, and then he fouled out against LC Bird, and it was in foul trouble the whole game. How much have you guys just concentrated on keeping him out of foul trouble, knowing that he's 6'11" and guys officiate him differently?
Well, we told him that a lot of guys, even when they get to the basket, DeJour, these guys are putting their body into you. You've got to get vertical. Just get big. I mean, you're 9 foot tall with your hands straight up. And just play big and don't allow them to put their body into you, which makes the official make a subjective call, which sometimes hadn't gone your way. But I thought you did a really, really good job tonight of just challenging shots without fouling. Big time for us.
And in the second half, you saw Jeremiah Owusu. Really, I thought, was kind of almost an extra floor leader for you. You had Miles Barrett making plays, Cam Baker making plays, and you got another guy that could handle the ball and set people up to score if he didn't score.
Well, with his shoulders and strength that he's got, upper body strength, he can go off the dribble and finish at the basket. And those things are big for us. Jeremiah has really improved from his freshman year to now. He really couldn't shoot the ball at all as a freshman. He wasn't offensive. He wasn't. And you got 5 guys on the floor. He wasn't an option 1, 2 through 5. We said you just turn the ball down and pass other guys. You rebound and you defend. But he's gotten to be really much better last year and certainly this year at creating offense and scoring.
You've seen so many great athletes over the years in the peninsula. I mean, just the likes of Tyrod Taylor and Allen Iverson, and even I think on the south side, Percy Harvin comes to mind. For a guy from football to go from football to basketball, he has been pretty impressive.
It really is. I'm just impressed with his work ethic. I've had a lot of great players here in my 22 years. Jeremiah works every day on his body, and he's a strong-minded, strong-willed kid. That's what gets him over. He just is not going to be defeated. He's just really mentally tough, and that kind of gets him over the edge.
Finally, I want to thank you for your time. You're 12-3 now. You've played a tough schedule with the likes of Lake Taylor, Hampton, twice. Oh, by the way, LC Burn. You got more coming. Norcom in our Virginia Preps Classic next week at Virginia Wesleyan. How big was this win, given that it was the game that mattered for the conference? And I think you'd get #1 seed if you can finish in first, right?
Exactly. We told the kids we've got some more conference games to go, but not many teams can beat Hampton, and so we had to be the team to hopefully put them in that loss column and put ourselves in position with a game advantage going down the stretch. And so we weren't talking but anything but taking care of business tonight. And we certainly have some more conference games, 4 more in Menchfield, and You know, gave us a tough time here. The game was in the balance until the last 4 minutes. So we're not going to overlook anybody, but this is big for us tonight for our confidence going into, like I said, the conference play as well as the Virginia Preps invitation we have in another week.
Well, a real strong victory for the Bruins, a impressive performance. Thanks for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
You got it.